David Smith here with yet one more casino night instruction video. A few things before we start. First, this video is intended for instructional purposes for facilitating fun gambling games, not for money. Second, I don't recommend that you gamble for money. Lastly, if you're under 18, gambling for money is not legal for you. I'd like to take a minute to talk about three important components of playing poker. And these components are in every game of poker, whether you're playing 5-card stud, Texas Hold'em, 5-card draw, any number of poker games. These three things are super important. One is betting. You've got to understand how to bet and how to talk about how you're betting. Two is bluffing. And bluffing is acting like you have a better hand than you do. And this is a way you can chase people away from a game and they can fold and you can win the pot when you actually don't have a good hand. And then the last one is folding. This is when somebody places a bet and you make the decision to, instead of matching that bet and staying in the hand, you turn your cards over and you fold out of the hand. You're no longer in the running, but you don't lose any more money. Okay, so we're going to play a game of 5-card stud or a couple rounds, and we're going to talk about those three things: betting, bluffing, and folding. So here we go. Let's see what we got. Okay, there's a king, there's a 7, and there's an 8. So let's talk about bluffing. Player 1 has a king. That's pretty strong. That actually might be the winning hand. So if they wanted to bluff right now, they might just start boldly and bet 10. And they're going, holy moly, I'm betting 10. That's good. Now we're going to take a look at player 1's cards. They have a 4 and a 7. That's not very strong. So instead of following along and throwing $10 in chasing this king, player 1's going to fold. So this is a good thing to do if player 1 just doesn't feel like they're going to get anywhere. They can fold and then they're out of the game. They don't lose any more money. Oh, by the way, I forgot to put in the ante, so let's do that. Okay, so and then I come around, I'm going to look at my cards. You know what? I have an 8 and a 3. I don't have a very good hand either, so I'm going to fold. Boom. Okay, so player 1 or player 2 bluffed and they got us out of the game. So they might have bluffed a little too hard. Actually, we don't even know if they bluffed or not. Let's take a look. Yeah, see, they don't have anything better than the king. So they bet hard, they bet 10, and the other two players folded out of the game, so that made that like a little bit less than advantageous. All the player 2 won was the ante. They got their $10 bet back. Okay, let's do another round. 3 cards down, 1 up. There's a 7 of diamonds, an ace of diamonds. That's looking really strong, and a 9. So player 1 looks at their cards and they decide, an ace, that's worth 3. I'm going to bet 3. Actually, everybody has to ante. David, don't forget that. And then player 1's going to bet 3, so they put in 5 and take out 2. That's betting 3. I'm going to stay in for 3, and player 1's going to stay in for 3. So pot's right. Now notice how player 1 could have bet 5 or 10. Let's see what they have. They have a pretty good hand. Ace, jack, both diamonds. There's a lot of possibilities there. But if they'd bet 5 or 10, I might have folded, player 1 might have folded. So they just bet 3 to keep us in there. Okay, so that's a betting strategy. Let's see what the next card brings. Uh-oh. Player 1 has a pair of 7s. Pairs are really good in this game. Queen, ace, not much help there. And what do I get? I have a 9-3. Now remember, I don't have anything, but check this out. I do have a 7. So that tells me that it's less likely that they have a 7 there. Okay, now the pair of 7s is going to bet good because a pair in this game is a pretty good hand. So they think it over. They don't want to bet too high because they don't want to chase us away. They think they're going to win, so they bet 5. Now, player 1 decides, no, I don't have a chance of beating a pair of 7s. They fold. However, I'm going to stay in. I just think I might be lucky, or I think that's all they have, so I stay in. Now here comes the second to last up card. There's a jack and another jack. We say jacks are cheap. They're everywhere. Now a pair of 7s, they're recognizing that they're looking stronger. I didn't end up looking strong on the board, so they're going to bet 5 again. And here's where I'm going to take the smart move. I am going to fold. See, check this out. I don't have a pair of 7s beat yet. So no matter what the down card is, I'm currently losing. I'm not going to waste another $5 just to find out what player one has. Now here's the thing. Since I folded, player one does not have to show me this card. In fact, they don't want to because they want it to be mysterious how they play. If I can figure out what player one does every time, then I can exploit that against them and I can beat them. So we're not going to see what that card was. Okay, let's do one more with betting, bluffing, and folding. Here we go. Down card for everybody. Here's the up card. Player one has a 4. Player 2 has a 9. And I've got a 5. Not a lot of prettiness on the board. This player has the bet. And let's just say they're going to make a... Oops. This was player one's winnings. Let's put in the ante for this game. So let's just say the 9's going to bet 1. They're not feeling too confident about it. I'll stay in for 1, and so will this player as well. Okay, so pot's right. Not a lot of betting yet. Let's roll out another card. There's a 6-4. There's a pair of 9s. The player's looking really good. And I've got a jack. No help there for me. Now, pair of 9s means they're going to bet a little harder. That's a good hand for 5-card stud, so they bet 5. Now, I'm going to take a look. See, I have a 2 underneath. This is not very pretty, so I'm going to go ahead and fold rather than risk $5 more. Now, let's see. Player 1 would be looking. They don't have anything yet either, so they're going to also fold. Boom. And that means that this player wins. They don't have to show their card, and they would win. Not much, but they won something. One last hand. All the antes are in, and let's roll the cards. Down card, down card, down card. We got a 6. We have a bullet, an ace there, and a king for me. So the ace would bet. Now let's take a look at what the ace has. They have a 10, so an ace is good, but no pair. So they're going to say, let's bet 3. My ace is worth 3. Now I'm going to look at my cards, and I've got a king. This is called pocket kings or pocket count. It's not called pocket. That's a different game. But I do have a pair of kings. That's very good in this game. However, I'm going to be a little sneaky. I'm just going to see the 3. I'm not going to raise that bet because I'm not going to signal yet that I have a good hand. In fact, what I would love to happen is have one of these two players believe they have a good hand and let them bet hard, because then I don't have to give away that I've got something good. So this player is going to stay in for 3. So we all get another card. There's a 6-4, an ace-5, and I have a king-3. So the ace-5 still has a chance to bet. Now they didn't improve their hand, so they're just going to bet 2 this time. And I'm still going to stay sneaky. I'm not going to bet hard with my pair of kings. I'm just going to stay with 2. And then this player, let's take a look at what they have. Not much. So they're going to stay in for 2. They're going to say, 2, I could stay in for 2. I'm probably not going to win, but 2's not that much, which suits my agenda. I would love for them to just keep staying in, because I think I'm going to win. In fact, next hand, I'm going to start betting harder and make these guys put their money where their mouth is. So let's go. Second to last card. We've got a 10, no help there. We've got a deuce, a 2, no help there. And for me, I've got a queen. So I might look a little better with that queen, but there's no hint that I have a pair of kings. So the ace still bets. The ace is going to check. They're like, I still haven't made my hand better. I'm just going to check over to David. Now I'm going to unleash my betting. I'm going to bet 5 this time. Now they don't really know what's going on. They might think I just paired my queen, or they might think maybe I had something, or they might think I'm starting to bluff right now. They don't know. So let's say this player decides that I'm bluffing. But check it out. They know they don't have me beat anyway, so they're going to fold. Now this player might decide I'm bluffing as well, and let's take a look. Remember, they have a 10 under there. They have me beat. As long as I haven't paired, they could have me beat. So they're going to go, I think he's bluffing. I'm going to stay in for 5. Now I'm super happy about that, because I'm thinking I got another $5 out of this hand. So let's do the last card. There's a deuce. Oh, player has a deuce. And I have a pair of 3s. Now I know I have 2 pairs. So I know I'm really good right now. Now this player has a pair of 2s. I have a pair of 3s. I'm up. I'm going to bet 5 more. Now this player is going to go, well, I got a pair of 2s. He knows he doesn't have me beat, right? So he's going to fold at this moment because he knows he's lost the game. So I don't have to show. I like to show because this is a nice hand. That's a pair of kings and a pair of threes. That's pretty good for 5-card stud. Okay, one last round of 5-card stud. Let's talk a little bit more about betting. There's this thing called raising, which we haven't done yet. So if 2 people or more think they have the winning hand, they might start increasing the bet through a process known as raising the bet. Now you can do that 3 times for each betting round. So as you might imagine, if you've got a couple big bettors, that pot can grow fast. So let's take a look at the cards I've dealt out here. This player has a king and they have a king underneath. So they've got a pair of kings. They're feeling really good. Now this player has a jack showing, and guess what? They're also feeling good. They've got a jack that's hidden away. Now of course nobody except the individual players know what they've got. Now check it out. For me, I've got a pair of 5s. So we all think we're good. Okay, now remember this is the first betting round. We're going to get 3 more cards. So player 1 gets the bet. Now they're feeling really good about their pair of kings. They just don't want to chase anybody away yet. So they're going to bet 3. They're going to throw in a 5 and take out 2, 3. Now this player over here, he's looking pretty good too. He knows he's got a pair of jacks. So he's going to see the 3 and raise it 2 more. So he's putting in a total of 5. So it's 5 to me. So what he did is he raised the bet. He met the 3 and he raised it 2 more for a total of 5. So the way we say that is, I'll see your 3 and raise you 2 more for a total of 5. That way I know. Now, I have a pair of 5s, so I'm like, yeah, I could win this too. So I'm going to throw in my 5. Now I'm good. Now this player who bet 3 needs to throw in 2 more in order to have the pot be right. So they decide to do that. So the pot's right. So now we deal another card. We've got an 8, an ace, and a deuce. So because we know the hidden cards, nobody improved, okay? We all have the same hand. This hand has a pair of kings. They think they're real good. These guys got a pair of jacks. They think they're really good. I've got a pair of 5s. Not as good as could be, but a pair is a pair. Now, this player here has the ace. That's the high card on the table, so they get the bet. Now, we know that it raised up to 5 last time, so they're just going to bet 5. Now I have my pair. I'm not feeling confident enough to raise it, but I will stay in the game, so I'm going to see the 5. I throw a 10 in, take out 5. That's the same thing. And this player has a pair of kings. He's going, I wonder what they have. You know, I'm just going to play it safe right now and just throw in another 5. So now the pot's right. Deuce, 10, and a 6. Okay, so let's analyze this hand. Basically, nothing has changed. Player 1 has a pair of kings that nobody can see. Player 2 has a pair of jacks that nobody can see. And I have nothing. I do have 3 spades, so they might start thinking I have 4 cards to a flush. If that's a spade, all I need is 1 more. So again, it's this player who has the bet. Now they're going to start acting a little more bold. They would like to fold some people who might be chasing this pot. So they're going to bet 10. Now I'm sitting here thinking I got my pair of 5s. He's betting like he's paired one of these cards, like maybe an ace or the 10 or the jack. But I'm going to think my pair of 5s is going to hold it, so I'm going to stay in for 10. Now this player over here with their pair of kings also feels really strong. Not strong enough to raise the bet, but they're not ready to fold a pair of kings. So they're going to stay in, and the pot's right. Okay, so here we go. 4th and last card up. There's a 4, no visible help, so we know this player has a pair of kings. That's all they're going to get. Now this player ended up with a pair of 10s on top, so we know because the hidden card is a jack that this player now has 2 pair. So this player knows they have this player beat. There's no way this person can have anything better than a pair. So this player with a pair of jacks and a pair of 10s is feeling pretty good. They know they've got this one beat. They just don't know about me. And of course, I didn't show you my last card. So now I'm showing a pair of 5s. So I'm also looking strong. But this guy knows they have me beat. They've got, or they think they do. They've got 10s and jacks. I've only got a pair of 5s. However, if they knew that I had a 3rd 5 in my down card, they'd know I have them beat. Now, for me, I'm in an ideal position. My player is looking strong, and I think I have them beat. So I'm going to look to raise this one. Now, it's possible that I don't have them beat. take a look at their hand and see what it would take for them to beat me. If you came up with a 10 under here, you'd be right, because then they'd have 3 10s and they'd have me beat. So it's not a guarantee that I'm going to win this hand, but I'm making a bet that, yeah, I think I'm going to win this one. Now, here's how the play might work out. All right, so this player here is feeling really good. They've got their 2 pair. They looked at my hand. They realized that I could have 3 of a kind, but they're thinking that's not likely. So they're going to bet 10. They're feeling really good. Now, I'm feeling really good because I got up 3 5s. I'm thinking, they didn't get their third 10, so I'm going to see their 10 and raise them 10 more. I'm upping the ante on this game. So it's going to come back around to this player, and they're going to have to decide whether to throw 10 more in or fold. Now, however, this player is going, I don't think I'm going to win on this one. I'm feeling kind of overmastered. These guys are betting hard. And even though I have a pair of kings, I'm going to fold right now. So this player folds out of the game. Now it comes around to this player, and they have to throw in 10 to stay in the game. Or they could fold, but there's a lot of money here in the pot. They probably don't want to fold. So they're going to stay in for 10. However, they think they have me beat, so they're going to raise it 1 more 10. So now it's up to me, and of course, I'm going to stay in. I've thrown too much money in this pot, and I do have a really good hand. It justifies, in my mind, staying in with my 3 5s. So I just meet their bet. I meet their raise. It's called I see you. And then since that's the last bet, I'm also calling them, and they need to show me their hand. So we peel that over. This player's got their 2 pair, which they were happy, but when they see my third 5, they're going to weep. Now that you've watched the video, a few things to think about. Run over the game in your mind and make sure you understand what you just saw. Feel free to watch the video again to clear up any questions that you might have. If you enjoyed the experience, please click like and subscribe.